Welcome to the making of a DM. What season are you in? And most importantly, I want to apologize to you. So with that said, let's get started.
I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your boy Mark Evans, DM. I'll try not to scream too loud here. Today, I want to share something with you, but first, I want to apologize. I haven't done a podcast show for a while. It's not because I don't care or love you guys. It's because, truthfully, I've been crazy busy. I actually own and run real companies, dealing with real employees, real situations every single day, just like you. And it's all about seasons. It's all about what's important today might not be as important tomorrow and all these other things in between. But you mean so much to me in the DM podcast community because I am you. I work hard. I bust my ass every day, just like you. I wake up early. I have kids. I got to, organize and manage. I have my spouse I got to be on dates with once in a while, once a week at least. I got businesses I'm running. Some are crushing it. Some are getting crushed and everything in between. And I'm not complaining and bitching and moaning. I'm just telling you straight up the truth. See, this podcast show is designed to help and empower other people. Most people are strangers initially, but ultimately I want to become your friend. I love helping people that want to help themselves. The thing is, I've got to meet so many great people throughout this journey of my entrepreneur career over 27 and a half years. As I'm talking to you today, live from my office here in Mentor, Ohio, you can see a couple of cars in the background. Maybe one day we'll do a video here if you're watching this online on YouTube. But I want you to know that I'm here with you. Just because I'm not doing a podcast show does not mean that I'm not walking side by side with you in the trenches with you. I'm a soldier just like you are. I'm leading by example. And with all this crazy stuff going on today, what I want to talk to you about is seasons of the game. Right now, as I'm talking to you, I've been in the game 27 and a half years. It's a long time. I can't even believe it, to be honest with you. I'm 45 years old. I hope I have another solid 45 or 50 years in me. Good health, good mental capacity, good movement. I'm not stopping until I die. I love what I get to do. I'm a true entrepreneur at heart. From this time in this season of my life, I have an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old, as you know. My 8-year-old, 4-year-old are way more important than any business deal that could ever come across my desk. Ever. As well as my wife. As well as my immediate family. There's been so many moving parts. We're hanging out here in Ohio. We're actually getting ready to roll back to Florida for the next 7 months. And we have so many things happening in cool environments here in Ohio. I'll share some with you. I just recently, like I said, I purchased this building here and I believe June or July, fully rehabbed it. Turned out pretty epic. Like I said, I'd love to do a video here, kind of show you behind the scenes what's going on. But we have an office, we have a gym, the sauna, the cold plunge, we have a bar, we have a kids section, we have a car section. We did an event here with like 70 people recently to connect with them in the Dealmaker Alliance and the DM family. And if you guys aren't a part of the DM family or DM Alliance, the DM Alliance is a $1,000 a month club. The DM family are for entrepreneurs doing $1 million plus a year and beyond. And that's $50,000 a year. And it's not for everybody. But I just want you to know that my season has been so insane. Oh, I got to tell you this too. This is pretty cool. I actually have been dreaming about a property for over 10 years. Recently, I was in Mexico hanging out with the family at an event we were doing. I was actually participating in, and I got a call from my buddy. He's a broker. He's like, hey, you need to see this now. It's that type of property. I literally fired up the jet, left early, flew back home, landed, and immediately whisked off to this property. This is on a Friday. Landed at 3. I'm at the property by 4 o'clock. and it's 143 plus acres. Beautiful 1,600 feet road frontage, long driveway, 1,400 foot driveway. There's no house on it. There's a pole barn with some equipment that was in there. And then in the back, a huge 5-acre pond. And then if you go real far back, we have 3,000 foot of the Grand River. This is untouched land. Very, very untouched. And it's amazing. And that's what I wanted. And I've looked at many different properties over the years. I just didn't find the one that spoke to me. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you're really looking for that piece of property that, I know everyone's like, don't fall in love with property, dude. I fall in love with my properties. I've never lost money on a personal residence. I purchase it for whatever it costs, and I put whatever I want into it. And I always over-approve them, and I've never lost money. Interesting fact about this asset that we recently took down, that 143 acres, we've actually been offered a lot of money for the property before I even closed it. Now, I'm not sharing this with you to impress or brag or anything like that. I'm just sharing with you, we have a lot of things going on. And the season of my life is really just taking massive action in a world where things are crazy, focusing on what I control the controllables, if you will. And I'm just getting started. It's like I said, I have an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old. I have the wife. I have the businesses. We have a massive fintech company absolutely murdering it. And it's only growing bigger and bigger and bigger every day. We just got an SVP to help us run the operations. We got a massive partner in that company that's crushing. His name's Adam, an amazing guy I've known for a long time. Really some neat things are happening and some stuff's picking up. I purchased a solar company probably around, June-ish, and we actually ended up having to close it down. It just did not make sense to keep pouring money into something that I just am not passionate about. That was a big mess up on my part, truthfully. When I say mess up, it's not like I'm crying around or boo-hoo, poor me. It's like these are lessons. Some people call them losses. I call them lessons. The season of my life in 2023, in November, at which we are right now, before Thanksgiving, is I'm literally focused on cleaning up messes. If things don't make sense today, they're not going to make sense for me in the future, so I eliminate them. Get them out of my system, get them out of my cycle. What do you have on your plate? What are you doing? Like this solar company, for example, I'll talk about that specifically. The solar company, me and my partner are going to lose a little over $1 million. And that was a very quick time frame. We got in there, we got excited. There was one thing we did not do, which we should have done. I know better, but we didn't. We were just moving so fast with so many other things going on. But all we had to do is verify that the revenue they mentioned was true, and it wasn't. They lied, straight up lied. They said, hey, we have massive mid 6 figures coming in, and ultimately it was like 15,000 coming in. So to say it's frustrating is an understatement. Actually, it's not even frustrating. It's just disappointing that someone out there would lie like that to someone that actually helped them. I helped them in business prior to purchasing that company. So it was kind of a weird situation. But so that we cut it down. We were looking at it. We said, hey, okay, we're taking it out here. We're losing money. How long do we want to lose money for? How big is the upside? And then if it makes sense, we'll progress and we'll pour more money into it and just get heavier in it. Or if it doesn't make sense for where we're at and where we're going, we'll cut it and move on. So we looked at it, we made the decision, we cut it, and we moved on, clearly. So you have to look at your stuff, guys. We're moving so fast as entrepreneurs that literally sometimes we get ourselves in deals that we shouldn't be in. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to cut the string. It's okay to dissolve the company, but it's not the end of the world. It's like, I see so many people. This is one lesson I learned when I'm writing in my journal. I think about this. Too many people harp on the problem. Too many people harp on the loss. The biggest thing I can tell you about successful people is take it as a lesson and move on, right? There's nothing you can't do anything now about what you did, but I could do something moving forward. I can promise you this. My next acquisition of a company, which will be soon, I'm guessing, because I like to acquire companies. I like to buy real estate. As you know, real estate's my full-time real thing. We have a lot of cool things in there, but I'll learn to be better. I'll learn to slow it down just a tad. If I just took an extra day, we would have discovered this issue. It is what it is. Move on. Too many of you are holding on to bullshit stuff that's not going to serve you. Here's what I want you to think about. If I keep going back to that and poor me, you don't understand, I got ripped off, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? That loss keeps compounding and they keep winning. They keep stealing from me. They steal my joy. They steal my time, which steals my money and steals my freedom if I allow it to. But literally, I cut it and moved on. I'm only sharing it with you because I want to be super transparent, as I always am, with you as the listener. You know, another thing too about the podcast show, because I had many of you, thank you, by the way, reaching out, asking, Evans, when's the show coming out? When's the show coming out? Well, it's out again. And you can listen to these shows multiple times. There's actually a guy I listen to on some podcast shows, and he's only has a handful of them, but they're just so deep and so good. I've listened to them multiple times. Oftentimes, pretty much every time, I hear something different in each one of those shows. So on my hour walk a day, I'm listening. Aha, boom, creates a trigger. It either helps me write a book that I'm writing. By the way, I'm working on 2 books as well, but it helps me write like a chapter of a book. Maybe helps me create some content for you guys on social media. By the way, I am still actively on social media sharing content just for me to sit down in a podcast room like you're seeing here right now. By the way, this is like a cigar smoking area in my facility here in Ohio. It's a process, which brings me to another point. Another truth of why this podcast show has kind of petered along in the last 4 months is because complexity kicked in. So I have a lot of cool people working with me and doing stuff. And, you know, they're like, dude, we need to do video because video and YouTube. I don't know if you guys remember, but I always have a handheld in my hand with a goofy thing over the top. So it sounds good on audio. I typically only do audio because when I get inspired, I don't have to stop, schedule setting, go into a room. Like I want to talk to you real time when it's really hitting, when shit's getting heavy or things are happening in a positive, negative way. When it hits, I want to go and I want to share because I don't want to audit or edit it, I should say, content or information to make me sound cool or different. Like, I just want to be me. Like, I'm not the guy that's like as sharp as a tack. That's not who I am. I'm just a genuinely straight up guy talking to you, in essence, talking to myself, because the way I'm talking here in the show is the way I talk to myself. So it's like, dude, quit being a dumbass, step your game up, execute. Hey, you took it out on that. It's over. Move on. Let's go make some money. Where's the opportunities? So complexity really creeped in. It's like, dude, I'm looking at cameras. I got audio thing set up. This is broke. Hey, we need a computer. Hey, we need to like, it's so much bullshit that I see. And again, I'm aware of it and it still snags me. So don't go too hard on yourself. The truth is, I felt like every day went by, I was letting you down. You as the listener or the viewer. I want to help you accomplish great shit. And the truth is, before the show, like in June or July, when I stopped doing it for a minute, is a lot of people are on the struggle bus right now. And I want you to thought audit this information. I want you to ask yourself, what are you struggling with? And then I want to ask yourself, why am I struggling? Then I want you to ask, what made me get to this point? And what could have I done different to not struggle? And then I want you to really, really, really think deep. Where are you at in the journey? What season of the game are you in? Because I talk to hundreds of thousands of people, right? Listen to this content or information. I wish it was millions. It's coming. You got to remember, everyone's in different seasons like I am. Some people are in the grind season. Some have no kids, no spouse. They're just working. Some people have a brand new kid. That's a cool season to be in. Enjoy it. It's not forever. It's very temporary. Some people are in my season. Have a couple kids. They're 8 and 4. You know, like the piggyback rides are going away. The shoulder rides are going away soon with my son. You know, it's like, 2 years he might be giving me shoulder back rides. Who knows? But every time they ask you to give him a shoulder back ride, never say no. Never take that phone call. Give him the fucking shoulder back ride because it's going away. That's what's important to me. That's what's always been important to me. And then you got the other side of the season. Let's say my kids are 14, 15, 18, 22. They're out of the house now. So it's me and my spouse. We're looking at each other. I don't know about you, but I like to pursue greatness. I like to pursue the next level. I can't sit around with my thumb up my ass thinking about things. I want to go do things. That's why I bought that big piece of land. Truth is, the day I closed, I had 22 guys out on that project working. The day I closed, I already had it set up. I already had the team ready. I already had the vision on paper, in my brain and on paper. I already had people to execute. I was ready to invest to get what I want. I don't care what my mom and dad want me to want. I don't care what my grandma and grandpa thought I should want. This is what I want. But in 2023, people are confused. And when you're writing this and thinking really deep, have you ever thought that the obstacles that you're facing today are to make you a better person for the future of where you're going? And without this stuff happening, that future person that you want to become will never transpire, because it takes a lot of pressure to create a diamond. So many people are avoiding the pain. So many people are avoiding the fear of this, that they never get out to experience the life that they set off to create. They've allowed comfortability. More importantly, it's called familiarity. They're familiar with not having a bunch of money in their bank account. They're familiar with having a Mickey Mouse team. They're familiar with fucking Mickey Mouse money. They're very familiar with it. Get unfamiliar with it. Step into you, where you want to be. You're going to have to change the way you talk. You have to change the way you think. You have to make different types of decisions. You got to move quicker. You got to shake the tree. You got to grow. You got to invest in yourself. Today I did a post about this, about, hey man, all the money goes to charity. We're doing all this cool stuff here before Thanksgiving and Christmas. And we did a post and, we asked people to add a couple of their friends on there. Hey, who do you want to make $1 million net a year with? So some guy posts 3 of his buddies on there. One of his buddies starts commenting, hey man, I'm a piece of shit. This would never work for me. This guy he's probably making $1 million just sharing bullshit information. I'll just sit back here and collect my welfare check. Huh? If you have friends like that, you need to eliminate them out of your life immediately. They're not your friends. They're your enemies. They're your enemies. This could be a family member. This could be your best friend. If you're not talking to people about progress, positivity, movement, and growth, eliminate them. Disassociate immediately. That guy literally will pull this kid down to another level. And the problem is what's crazy. Why the fuck would you want to hang out with some dipshit like that? This guy has a spouse. He has a kid saying that dumb shit. What kind of individual do you think he's raising? What kind of relationship do you think he has with his wife, let alone himself? I'm not here to talk shit, but I'm here to talk truth. And if you ain't here to grow, you should definitely not follow me. I only want great things to happen for everybody. But when people talk and act like that and do things like that, they're never going to get anywhere in life fast at all. They're miserable human beings. And I don't want that in my life. So the season of life I'm in is eliminating bullshit, eliminating complexity, focusing on simple growth and organizations by eliminating bullshit stuff that just consumes my time. I have books that I've been wanting to put out, just getting around to it. I don't know if you've ever written a book, but it's not as quick as 2 minutes. It's a lot of time, especially if you want to write something impactful. So when we're pushing these levers, this is when you got to start thinking about deeper stuff. You got to start thought auditing. Like I said, mention, why are you in this position? Because I've been talking about, you don't have to believe me. Go listen to my shows 12 and 18 months ago. You're going to have to work 10 times harder to get the same result. You're going to have to build your capital stack because shit's getting ready to get real. You're going to have to figure out what path you're taking. You're going to execute relentlessly. These are things I've been sharing for the last 18 months. I've seen cycles. I've been in cycles, and I know what's happening as we speak. As you're listening to me, Things are happening, and it's going to be devastating for a lot of people. These are a lot of good people that worked really hard to get the things they've gotten, but they listened to the wrong people telling them how to leverage up heavy, how to go harder in the wrong area, because they didn't know any better. They've never fucking been in a cycle, and they're telling you what to do, and it will create massive destruction financially, emotionally, mentally, and a lot of times physically, because people are going to go off the rails and they're going to literally go backwards at a whole nother level. And if you're listening to this show, I don't want that person to be you. And if you're going through all that bullshit, rest assured, you can get out of it. It's going to be hard work. You're going to have to become this different person we're talking about. You're going to have to fucking get in a room of people in a room and get very vulnerable. Get very fucking real. I don't care how big your following is. I don't care how cool you fucking think you are. You got to get genuinely real with yourself and other people that are not there to judge you or pull you down, but to hear your story, to understand where you're at, to give you true guidance on how to develop and get a plan out of the situation you put yourself into. Those are the types of rooms the DM Alliance and the DM family are. And if it's not the DM fam or the DM Alliance, go find a room that fits what you're trying to accomplish. I can tell you this, I've been in many, many rooms. Most of them are peacock, dick measuring contest rooms. They want to talk and act and be cool, where they're all ripping each other off, fucking stealing from each other, not doing the work, trying to look for the easy way, trying to figure out how to scam the game. I'll tell you what, those are the rooms you don't want to be in. The DM fam, the DM Alliance, these are real, genuine, unique, authentic rooms where we're there to guide you, give you direction, use resources, share resources, and guide you to another level. That's the season I'm in. You know, I was sitting here talking with my financial advisor last night, my fiduciaries, tax advisors, all these guys. I do that every 2 weeks, sitting down, doing that. That's what I got to do at my season of my life. I got a lot of moving parts. Depending where you're at, you might know what I'm talking about. If you don't, that's okay. You're on your path to get there, I hope. But I can tell you this. When I'm having conversations with them about what's going on, they know it's here and they know what's really about to come. If it's hard right now, it's about to get really, really, really hard. You have to get stronger mentally. You have to really organize your days to give you every single win you can get. I got to fucking get up at 4:30. If I get up at 4:29, 4:30, that's a win. 4:31, you fucking failed before you even got the day started. Seriously, it's that important right now. It's always important, but it's really important right now. I'm going to eat clean all day today. Once you do go off the rails there, boom, another failure. You don't want to stack failures right now. You want to stack little wins everywhere you can, right? Everywhere you can. I was getting out of the car today and a penny was on the ground, heads up. That's a fucking win for me. True story. I'm looking for wins. When you start looking for wins and you start winning more, it starts becoming your normal. It starts becoming it is what it is. Losing sucks. Losing hurts. But it's also part of the process, right? A lot of the stuff people are losing at are things that they can control. Because that situation you're in, you did that. You control that. You made the decision to do it. Or you made the decision not to do it. I want you to think about when you're writing this stuff down, the root cause of why you're at where you're at. If you're having a bad relationship with your spouse, it didn't happen overnight. It happened many times over. How are you talking to them? How are you communicating? How are you conversating? How are you growing? What's your relationship conversations like? Are you hugging, kissing? Are you fucking? What are you guys doing? Are you connecting? That's what you need to be thinking about. In business, if you're over leveraged, why? Why'd you over leverage? How can I organize this and do it better next time? Moving forward, I'm going to change my process. You got to start underwriting things differently, underwriting your life, underwriting your businesses, underwriting your real estate deals, underwriting your wealth. All these things have to be re-underwritten. Things are different. When I was talking with my financial guys, dude, why are you working, Evans? Why do you keep moving forward? You literally could keep your money in a low to interest bearing account and be very, very, very good off for the rest of your life and beyond for your kids. Well, I ain't chasing fucking money. I'm chasing goals. I'm chasing dreams. Money's just a piece of it, very small piece. I've always been the same guy I am today. I just have more money, and I'm going to get more money. But I'm doing it because I'm stepping into me of who I can become, the people I can help, the audience, one to many. I'm not meeting in a coffee shop one-on-one every day with, talking to dipshits that can't do anything and don't want to do anything. I'm not there to convince them. I'm connecting with people that want to grow. I'm connecting with people that have big dreams, big goals, big aspirations. Most importantly, a fucking work ethic. I know, man. Told myself I wouldn't cuss today. I wrote it down 3 times. But that ain't going to happen. I'm just talking to you like I'm talking to myself. You got to start getting very picky on who you're hanging out with. You got to start getting very picky on who you're talking your dreams and goals with. You got to get very picky when you're talking to someone about your situation you're in right now. If you're in a bad situation and you're telling your friend, your spouse, your partners, or whatever that don't know really what you're really up to, they're like, man, I told you, man. They're going to create doubt. They're going to create negativity. They're not even doing it on purpose. That's just all they know. And you're sharing information with them half loaded. So what do you expect? They don't get your dreams. They don't get your goals. They don't also get the situation you're in. So why even talk to them about it? Just vent? What you complaining? That's you without a solution. You got to get in a room where people has been there, done that, and can give you a solution to the problem. The truth is, a lot of you listen to my voice, unfortunately, don't want a solution. You want to soak in your pain. You want to feel what it feels like to hurt. You're kind of familiar with it. You know how to deal with it. It's not easy. It's not fun. But you know how to do it. That's why you constantly find yourself back there. You got to change your environment. You got to change your stuff you're listening to. You got to change up your daily habits. You got to change up. You got to change. Here's where I'm at. Here's where I want to go. Now, who do I need to become to get that? You got to change your offers. You got to change your product, baby. Maybe you got to be purposeful on your plan. Not so wishy-washy. Stop chasing 10 rabbits or what we like to call shiny object syndrome. Focus is your friend. What did I say? Focus is my friend. I'm taking that same advice. This is oftentimes easier said than done with opportunists like us. I want you to know I'm on your side. The season I'm in, I can help people. We have a thing coming out for Black Friday. Make a donation to charity and you can join us. All the details and show notes and all that stuff. I don't even have the link. I'm not waiting on anybody. I had this information I wanted to share with you. I wanted to apologize to you and I want to push you because I know right now things are happening. And you can act like things are not. And if you're acting like things are not, you're a fucking fool because you know they are. The universe is at effect. The world is crumbling around our eyes. Fucking guys don't know if they're girls or guys or boys or boys. No one knows what the fuck's going on, but I do. Because we know a guy can't be a girl and a girl can't be a guy, straight up. And if you're listening to the show and you think you're the otherwise, get the fuck out of here. I ain't your guy. But I can tell you this. I know business. I know life. And I do work really hard on becoming a better human being every day. I might not say it the best way. I might not do it the best way. And whoever said entrepreneurship was pretty and sexy and easy, because if they did, they're lying. It is oftentimes, most of the time, bloody, ugly, hard, annoying, frustrating, and just absolutely fucking down in the dog trenches, working your balls off. That's the truth. And I'm here to tell you this. If you're willing to work your ass off, if you're willing to focus on growing you, if you're willing to get genuinely honest with yourself and others in the right environment, I implore you to explore the DM Alliance, the DM family. You got to get around people helping you. You got to get around, when it's easy and fun and cool and money's just flowing, those events are cool. Now's what you're paying for. Now's the time to dig in. Now's the time to get uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. Now's the time to look at this guy at me or listening to me and understand I've been telling you this shit's coming for the last 18 months. No, market's easy. Interest rate's 3.2%. We got a train nearby, clearly. Interest rate's cheap, but some of you are still too scared as this train goes by. Some of you are too scared to even do a deal at 4%, 5%, 6%, because you don't know how to underwrite a fucking deal. The market made you weak. The market made you dumb. The market actually is exposing how dumb and weak many people are. The market. You don't buy deals on speculation. You buy deals on math. Math. Period. I'm not buying future spec. I'm buying where I'm at today and what I can do. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. If I can put sweat equity into it and I can do the deal, and I don't care if you're buying a business or real estate or whatever, but if I can put sweat equity and get a real bump in the ROI and kick the EBITDA up, that changes the dynamic. But I'm not just going to buy a $100,000 house, open and sell for 120 3 months later because the market's so hot. That ain't investing. That's gambling. You know that now. I'm not going to buy a deal because I get a 2.8% interest rate, thinking and locked in for 3 years, thinking that I'm going to refinance out the BRRRR method. Motherfucker, you're going to be burned when you're out on the streets freezing your ass off because you're homeless. That's the only BRRRR you're doing. Now, don't get me wrong. There's opportunities still in these markets, but you got to get smarter. You got to underwrite better. And you got to know the game you're playing. The game is different right now. It's capital preservation, capital growth. You got to understand what makes you tick and what slows you down, what speeds you up. I've talked about this many times openly. I don't have debt. I don't care. You can say good debt, bad debt. Motherfucker, it's debt. And I understand good debt. I understand bad debt. I understand these things. And I've done many. I've borrowed hundreds of millions of dollars. I understand that game. But I can tell you this. I can sleep like a baby. I don't have car payments. I don't have house. I don't have any of that bullshit. Yeah, I could grow bigger. I can also tumble bigger. See, the thing is, what people don't talk about is the compound effect is a very amazing tool. The compound effect on the backside rolling down the hill, it's a very bad tool. You don't want compound in reverse. You want compound effect in the positive. But when shit goes south, everything compounds. Margin calls, notes blow up, bankruptcy, foreclosures, boom, boom. It just all starts stacking. This isn't to be a Debbie Downer day. This is to be an eye-opening, get my shit together day. And that's what the DM podcast show is about. Truth, genuine caring for you. I'm telling you what you need to hear. Not what you want to hear maybe, but what you need to hear, because we're in the game together, if you like it or not. And if you don't want to be in the game, probably now's a good time to get out. I want you to know this. I'm on your side. There's a lot of good people in the world that want to see you win. But if you're hanging out with any dipshits that are talking negative, that are consuming the news, that are not talking solutions, every day you should be thinking solution, 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 problem, solution, solution, problem, solution, solution. Not problem. It's a bigger problem. Let's talk about the problem. How big is the problem? Problem, solution, solution, solution driven. Entrepreneur is what you want to be. If you want to get very wealthy, solve a lot of problems, solve big problems. This is where the men step up and the boys stay on the porch. This is where the women step up and the girls stay on the porch. It's now or never. It is now. 2024 is going to be absolutely epic for the right people. The question is it with you or not? I hope to see you on the other side. I appreciate you being back here at the DM podcast show. Thank you so much. And with that said, make it make out.
I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. And I come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. They should've held me back. I hold my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss, I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all, and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose, yo, I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm more Gavin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question more Gavin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. It's time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. I'm more Gavin's DM. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. DM project.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.